Headache.
What?
Headache.
We're live.
This stuff is loud.
Oh, it's too loud for you?
Yeah.
How's that better?
No.
Better? How's that audio better?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't hear.
You can't hear?
I can't. Oh,
How's that better? Okay, we're live. No swearing and stuff like that. It says countdown to the presser. The clock is
oh my god. Look how much light.
this looks like this is a previous speech. I don't know why we're not doing the presser. This is live. We're taking the let me pull it up here. Let me pull it up here for you guys. Show you guys what we're watching. Okay, there we go.
Hey.
Hi.
What happens if Biden's dead?
What happens if he's dead?
Yeah.
What happens if he dies?
Like, because he's so old?
Yeah.
What if he just like dies in a like he's talking to people?
And he just dies out of nowhere. What happens? Who becomes the new president?
There's a vice president. There's a backup chick.
What do you mean? Oh, like Donald Trump?
No, there's a backup lady, Kamala Harris. Kamala. Say her name, Kamala.
She sounds like a bad president.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, she does actually.
No, she'd be fine. She's a good, strong woman. She'll do great. Jerry, what's up? Good to see you. Dina, hey, what's up? Jenny, how are you? Okay. This is going to be, I don't know what we're waiting for. This is an old, this looks like it's an old, says Joe Biden previous speech. They are live though on this stream that we're borrowing from WFAA ABC, and then it looks like they're borrowing it courtesy of CNN. It says President Joe Biden is holding a press conference on Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Central Time. You can watch it live here, but this does not look. This does not look like it is the live event. Let me see what's this survey they're doing. What is the most important topic President Biden needs to cover during tonight's press conference? Shit, I don't know any of them. Let's say the border.
What's the border?
The border is we're surrounded by other countries.
It's like when we cross the border to Arizona.
Oh.
Yeah, and to the south of us is a different country, Mexico, and then to the north of us is Canada.
Canada.
How old is Biden?
75, I think.
No, I think he's 80, 81 or 82.
Oh,
I heard
he's not older than Babu. He is not older than Babu.
No, he's younger than your
He
grandfather.
looks like a warship.
He looks like an old warship.
He looks 90. Oh my God, that's rude.
Let's hear. These are old speeches. So today, what's going to happen in a few minutes here, boys?
Donald Trump has defeated former president.
So in a few minutes, people have been questioning whether Joe Biden is too old to be president. When he's been on stage previously, he's acting kind of weird, kind of funky. Like he's not able to answer questions. He's not able to enunciate words. He can't stay on topic. He loses his place while he's talking. Just a whole cascade of issues he's been having. So we're going to watch this press conference along with, I bet you there's millions of other people watching it around the world today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then just to check him out, he's going to have to field a bunch of questions from reporters. But in 100 days, I think it's 100 days, the whole country is going to vote for a new president. And it's going to be this guy against the orange-haired guy, Donald Trump.
I love Donald.
You like Donald?
Duck.
He's better than him.
You like Donald Duck or
better
Donald
than
Trump?
him.
Who?
Better than Biden, that's for sure. But they're both a little not good. But
All the presidents are bad.
I'm going to have an RX sugar bar with allulose.
I don't really.
I don't like these. I don't like these.
You don't like these?
You should ask mom to get like not the perfect bars. Like,
But wait, she made RX sugar brownies the other day, and you guys loved them with allulose.
This one, I like the vanillas and caramel and chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like the mints.
Oh, so you do like them, just not the mints.
Yeah,
I like none of them.
If
I
Did you
used
like-
to like them.
Did you like the brownies?
Kind of. Not better than this.
When is Biden coming on? He's supposed to come on right now.
What do you mean? Come on a show?
Mm-hmm. Not our show, but we're gonna watch another channel. And we're gonna watch his speech
Are those the comments on our show or his?
on his. The comments on our show over here, you can't see them.
Oh.
It was the conference was supposed to start 5 minutes ago.
Well, that's weird.
Hey, is it true Biden pooped his pants?
Is it true he pooped his pants?
Yeah.
It's true that he froze for a second.
Mm-hmm.
He's like,
Mm-hmm. He's definitely froze a few times. I don't know if he really pooped his pants, but I know people like to say it. Like the campaign's gotten really aggressive between the two guys, Donald and Biden, and the people who support Donald Trump think he did poop his pants a bunch of times.
Oh, it's we don't know if it's a lie or not.
When you were a little boy, yeah, we're not sure if it's true or not, but when you were a little boy,
he still
Mom-
is a little boy.
but like when you were really little, like
Wow.
when you guys were 2, Mom would know even before you guys poop. She could just look at you and be like, "You got to poop." Like she just knew your face and she knew your body posture. And so people with a keen eye say they see him holding certain postures with his body.
Sometimes
You know, like-
when I have to poop really bad,
Mm-hmm.
I go up on my tippy toes.
You do?
Oh.
It's kind of weird.
Talking to the mic. Oh, here we go.
I
nope.
grabbed my butt.
We're talking to. Make sure you're talking to the mic. Will you pull the mic over towards Avi a little bit? So when you have to poop, sometimes you stand on your tippy toes,
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
but you don't poop your pants like that.
No,
You hold it and go to the toilet.
I
closed-
pooped my pants when I was 8.
Me too. I pooped my pants with like 4. Oh, even 6.
This guy's one of the guys in the comments. Doug Reed says he's definitely sharded.
Sharded? What do you mean?
Tell him tell Ari what a shard
It's
is.
like you fart, but its poop comes out.
Oh yeah, I had that before
it
millions
possible?
of times on tips.
You've had that millions of times where you think you're gonna fart and a little nugget comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like, Mom, my pants are wet, and I went to the bathroom and there's poop on my pants.
Sometimes.
How do I not know that?
Sometimes if I'm working out, I'm doing squats, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
with you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, there's something wet in my underwear.
Oh, and you dropped
Yeah.
a little deuce came out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's weird.
I
And,
mean,
and it's a
it's not
bad
true,
feeling.
It is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like a terrible feeling.
Can you smell it?
No.
No.
How come you never tell me?
But yeah, I just don't
We
want you to
do
get mad
sometimes.
because every time we do that, you never mind.
No, go ahead. You can say that.
Oh, you yell at us.
When you poop your pants, I yell at you.
Well, you do. Mom doesn't.
That's I don't.
No.
I what's the word I'm looking for? I contest that. I
You
believe
don't
that.
yell at us.
Yeah, for pooping your pants. You peed on me the other day and I didn't even get mad.
Oh yes, you did. A little, barely.
I don't know. I thought I was
No.
pretty cool.
Heidi came out of the bathroom like,
I know, but you didn't see what happened inside.
Tell Avi what happened when you peed on me. This is just 2 days ago.
He made an angry face, got a little mad, and then chilled. And
We
you
were
breathed.
both peeing into the toilet at the same time, and he was telling me how fun it is peeing in the toilet when I pee in it, and then all of a sudden, no,
No, you said why you never used to let me pee with you.
I said that.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, and I thought you were 7 and you were mature enough to do it, and I wasn't going to get peed on.
I was talking though. I was looking at you.
Yeah, and then
Hey,
I
that's mine.
looked up and I was getting drenched.
Hey, you splashed on me.
You think I splashed on you?
Yeah, when it was going down.
hey, that bathroom's nasty, huh?
That is bathroom.
Yeah,
That is
I
disgusting.
wish I got.
You're saying that the
flip-flops.
pee that I was peeing into the toilet was hitting the water and there were splashes coming out on you.
Yes.
I got a strong stream. What am I going to do?
And
What can I say?
if you go barefoot in there, one time I went barefoot in there
Yeah.
and stepped in like water and stuff,
Oh my god.
and everything just sticks to my feet because it gets wet.
The beach bathroom.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Hey
kind
Heidi.
I've learned to just accept it when I go in their bathroom. Into the bathroom barefoot
Hey,
at the
Heidi.
beach. I'm just like, okay, just accept the fact you're
Hey,
stepping in feces.
Heidi.
What?
Robbie said it was pee.
On the ground in there? No. I don't think so. It's from
It's
surfers.
water.
It's from surfers going in there and changing out of their wetsuits and just in water getting
Hey, the
everywhere.
boardwalk today. It was gnarly.
Yeah, funner than last time.
Hey,
Way
I
funner.
got dizzy on that last ride.
Yeah, I felt like I was gonna vomit. But
I
it was
thought you
so
guys.
Relaxing.
I thought you were gonna cry.
No,
did?
it's
Yeah.
not scary. Not even close.
You would have fun.
No,
Hey,
I would not have fun.
Hey, you know what was stupid?
What?
I couldn't go on. I could go on double shot, that one that goes up and just drops.
I could do that one too.
I know, but I couldn't do the race car ride. Like
Oh,
doubles.
you mean because of your height?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Like
That doesn't make sense.
yeah.
Hey,
Like
that double shot's 120 feet, 125 feet tall.
yeah.
It says it on the ride.
It shoots you up and then drops you.
Yeah.
I would have
could
done.
go on
I would have
that.
done that.
You know what sucks about double shot? There's one thing that sucks about it.
What?
It's like 20 seconds.
Oh, too short.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Headache. The one I went on with Mira, where
just
it's
like
upside
one-
down.
Yeah. Which one? The one that goes like this?
Yeah, where you no, the one where
Oh, the roller coaster.
yeah.
Yeah.
That one was gnarly. It was like it was going super. It was slow, not that bad. Then it goes super fast, and then it just chilled the rest of the way. And it's really fun.
Yeah.
And it's
I
short.
think
You only go one time.
I could have done that one too. I wouldn't have liked it, but I could have done it.
I would have felt more comfortable with you because you're my dad. She's like my like close to cousin kind of.
Yeah.
Is Joey and Mira watching?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm gonna open another channel. Hey, can anyone else see if this is live anywhere?
I can.
No, not you. You can't. Hold on. Biden press conference. Is this happening anywhere?
I think so.
What are we waiting for?
I
Wait,
don't
there's supposed to be a press conference live.
Yeah, now it says live in 31 minutes, 6:30 p.m. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand why this isn't live. Let me open this other page here.
Well, you know, Joe Biden is.
Joe Biden press conference.
Cuckoo in the head.
Joe's
They did shovel some dirt. 100 homes were bulldozed. It raises hundreds of millions of dollars.
What letters do you have? Anything else?
Oh, you could hear that?
Yeah. Whoever said that is.
I don't see what.
Go figure. In just 4 years under his administration, instead of creating 13,000 jobs in Racine, my predecessor on 100 and 1,000 men.
Yeah, so for some reason something's happened. It's not live anywhere.
Wait, you mean the Biden or us?
No.
Oh.
Biden.
Don't go barefoot on a golf course. It's tempting, but don't do it. Okay. Not live on Fox yet. Okay. Still hasn't started. Okay. Thank you. Did you see him introduce Putin? No, I missed that.
We created over 178,000 jobs in Wisconsin. We're going to create more here in Racine.
What do you guys like more, jiu-jitsu or surfing? Someone wants to know.
Surfing.
Jiu-jitsu.
I like surfing.
You do?
Or you could say jiu-jitsu. For sure.
Jiu-jitsu, BJJ.
Hey, does anybody know the Bertolos?
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm sure that everyone knows the Rotolos who surfs and does jiu-jitsu.
And skate.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
like a good saying. Like sometimes you don't get to choose when you breathe. Like
Oh yeah, you like
goes
that?
For both saying, yeah.
Yeah.
He was trying to introduce Zelensky and sold President Putin. Oh, and said President Putin. No shit. I need my glasses.
It sounds like Putin as a.
And said President. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? When was that, Dan? Was that today?
What was today?
Was that today he did that? He introduced the wrong president?
$866 billion in private sector investment nationwide.
I'll look that up.
Such a short time.
Biden introduces Zelensky Putin. Biden corrects himself after calling calling Zelensky Putin. Holy shit. Oh, is that at the NATO summit? Wow. Let's we'll stop this for a minute and watch that clip. Let's see that clip. Okay, let me turn this one down. Okay, here we go. Biden accidentally
this war. And we meant all the nations that stepped up when it counted to stand with Ukraine. I've said before, Russia will not prevail in this war. Ukraine will prevail in this war, and we'll stand with them every single step of the way. That's what the compact says, loudly and clearly. And now I want to hand it over to the president of Ukraine, who has as much courage as he has determination. Ladies and gentlemen, President Putin. President Putin. We're going to beat President Putin. President Zelensky. I'm so focused on beating Putin, we got to worry about it. Anyway, Mr. President.
I'm better.
You are a hell of a lot better.
Damn. All right. Accidents happen.
What's damn?
That he introduced the wrong president. He introduced the wrong guy, but
What was he supposed to introduce?
he was supposed to introduce Zelensky, and he introduced Putin, and Putin's Zelensky's enemy.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
That's a fuck up, right? But he corrected himself pretty good. That one could have happened to anybody.
That's probably. Do you think that's embarrassing for Biden?
Yes. Very embarrassing because he knows everyone's watching. He knows that the whole world's saying he's too old and incompetent to be president.
Yeah.
Now he actually is too old.
Yeah, I think he is.
They should just switch him out right now so he can have spend time with his family. But he's just working all the time, and he's probably gonna die talking to people.
I would die spending time with my family.
That's what a lot of people are saying, Avi. A lot of people are saying, hey, this dude needs to spend time
Yeah,
with his family.
When I get
if
too
he
old, I'm
died-
just gonna quit and spend time with my family because I've been working like
Yeah, that's what
hard.
I do.
How long
Super
has he
hard.
been president?
Almost 4 years. In January, it'll be 4 years.
wow.
And before that, he was vice president. Before that, he was vice president for 8 years.
And Donald Trump was
Yeah, he
Well,
needs
Donald
a,
Trump was president for 4 years, and then before that, he was vice president for 8
he
years.
needs a break. He's been doing 16 years straight of working hard, and his people aren't gonna be with him when he dies.
like
Well,
his family.
Well, I
His
think
people are, but his family.
you know
is.
what happens is he has this whole cadre of people around him. He has all these people around him because he's been in politics for 50 years. So he has all these people around him who've basically been just like living off of his success for like the last 50 years, let's say 100 people. And they want him to keep being president so that they can keep their jobs.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
but it's his own life. He can do whatever he wants.
I know, and he needs to. And imagine, so because he's president, he gets all these perks, right? He gets a nice plane, he gets lots of money, he knows lots of rich people, he gets to do all this fun shit. And then his kids and his wife get to do the fun shit too.
He has kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're like
How
20
many?
something like that.
I want to say he had 2 boys and one of them died.
Oh, that's
my
sad.
Yeah.
God.
I think of brain cancer.
How old was he?
Not old, 30, 40.
Oh my
God, I
And
feel
Bob
so
Marley?
bad.
What?
He died at like 49, 39.
Yeah,
Bob
brain
Marley?
cancer. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
so sad.
And then
I feel bad
his
for him.
other son is always in trouble with the law, always getting in trouble.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
his fault. That's his fault.
Yeah, he's like 55
Did
years
go
old.
to
He got
juvenile when he was little.
I don't know if when he's little, but as an adult, he got in trouble because of having illegal guns,
Oh.
lots of drugs, he has a lot of drug problems.
How come they haven't put him in jail yet?
That is a good question because his dad's the president and his dad's been protecting him.
Oh, that's.
And you want to know what else he
But
does?
I agree.
He tells people, "Hey, you can meet my dad if you give me money." And
Oh,
then
that's stupid.
and then he takes that money and uses it
Mm.
to buy drugs. It's naughty. You're not supposed to do that if your dad's the president.
Really naughty.
Yeah, keeping it real. That too. I don't know if I'm not gonna say that part. Oh,
What-
here we go. Here we go, guys.
It's live.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh,
Look
finally.
look how shaky the camera is. Okay,
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen. Whoa, where did that guy come from?
A magician or something?
Did you just see him pop up?
Yeah, from the American flags.
Ladies and gentlemen,
I now present you.
the president
A Biden.
of the United
Sorry.
States of America. Okay, here we go. Hello, Hasim. Hasim, how are you, Hasim?
See.
That guy looks like a Hasim, doesn't he?
Yeah, he
He's
looks
probably
Spanish.
So darn
Oh,
nervous.
a Javier. He looks like a Javier. I thought he looked Arabic, Middle Eastern.
He looks.
It looks like
Russian.
He looks like he needs to take a nap.
Yeah, look at his eyes. If you look up closely, you can see he's like, and he has no idea what's going on. Probably, he's like looking around.
He's nervous as shit.
nervous.
Hey, they may have had him just stand up there so they could focus the cameras on him. He might not even say anything.
Oh my god.
Hey, at least these camera people are worse than you.
Yeah, his camera people are worse than me. Camera's got a little shake to it,
Yeah.
a little jitter.
We don't want to see Biden go all blurry.
What is that tag on his jacket? I can't make that out.
I don't know, V something.
Yeah, V something like that.
Yeah. Let's put this.
Just leave it.
So originally this was supposed to happen at 2:30, and then they moved it to 3:30, and now it's 3:51, and he's still not even there.
Biden?
Well, they're adjusting the cameras.
So they're 21 minutes late. Now he's whispering something to some other guy who's on the phone.
No, everybody's watching you.
Yeah, but he went like this on Umbi. Hey, is there a language you can read their lips like?
Yeah, you know when kids learn how to talk, they do lip reading more than they do with their ears.
Oh,
I know.
really? How come they can't do it when they're older?
You could probably still do it. If we can practice after the show, after the podcast. I can say stuff without saying any words, or you can plug your ears and see if you know what I'm saying.
I can hear you if I plug my ears.
Yeah.
You remember at Starbucks, you're like
Okay,
talking, and I was closing my ears like this.
I know, but we got to do it in a way where you absolutely can't hear me, and then you could just look at my lips and be like, "Oh, he said, how old are you?" Okay, watch. I'll lip something.
I love you.
Yeah. See, you can read lips. You didn't even know. Okay, here's this one.
You're my favorite son.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say you're my favorite, but when you said,
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. 100 days away from the election. I'm here with Avi and Ari. We are going to do a live watching of the presidential press conference. Have you guys ever watched a presidential press conference before?
No.
Not
Maybe.
really.
I don't
When
even.
we were at Greg's house,
That
I
was
kind
the
of remember.
debate.
Let me ask you some questions.
Yes.
What color is the flag for the United States of America?
Red.
Blue, red, and white.
How many states are there?
50.
Wow. Did you know that, Avi?
I knew that because we have states
And
on
all
our
those
thingy.
stars
Are 50
are 50.
on one
And
flag.
who's in charge of all the states? Who's in charge of the country?
Joey
Joey B.
B.
And
Joey B.
what's his title? Do you know his title?
No.
No.
His title is Commander-in-Chief and President of the United States. He's a Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, so all of the military.
It was. Oh, he was in the Navy.
No, he I don't know. He wasn't. But when you're president, you're in charge of all the military. That's what's a little unsettling, right? We got this guy who's 81 years old.
And
And
he's in charge of wars and guns.
Yeah.
Oh, it's starting.
Yeah. And if it gets too loud for me, tell you I'll lower it.
It's loud. It's pretty too loud. That's good. Hey, Heidi.
Oh, we might have to wait. We might have to wait another 20 minutes or some shit.
Hey,
Something
headache.
crazy just happened. What?
Heidi.
Yeah.
Have you heard Biden just let some bad guys go into his White House?
He did?
Yeah, but that was like a month ago, 2 months ago.
He let some bad guys go into the Capitol building.
Yeah, like
or
Riley
he
told
didn't, but some
me-
other people did that he's friends with.
Yeah. That's
A few months ago,
Why do people vote for Biden?
I don't.
They're
Because they want to keep their
confused.
jobs. Kind of.
yeah, because they want to keep their jobs. Hey, a few months ago they found drugs in the White House at his house. Really like naughty drugs.
Like people are gonna think Biden is gonna start smoking.
Yeah.
No, I don't even know. These aren't even. Yeah, maybe. I think he's. I don't. Yeah,
Are
maybe.
there security cameras in the White House?
Well, that's the thing. That's a great question. There's security cameras everywhere. And so they should be able to tell us whose drugs they were because they should see they found them in
Mhm.
someone's locker, like in a cubby.
That should be his.
And so they told us that they can't figure it out. But
Why?
Oh my
well,
god.
I
Well,
think
their
I
security
think
isn't
they're
good
lying
enough.
to us. I think they're lying to us.
Yeah, they just don't want to admit it. It's him, probably.
I think it's his son.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at you. You just stole the mic from Avi.
Oh, sorry.
We can go like this.
You could pull it closer to you too if you want.
Like
see
that?
how it pivots on that
Yeah.
over there?
Yeah, just put it in the middle, like here, so we can yeah, it's like normal. I saw a picture of Scooby.
And you could even make it higher. You could push it up a little bit higher.
It's fine.
I just want you guys to have good audio. I turned your mic up pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so look what happened here. We thought the press conference was going to start, and then it didn't start.
Oh yeah.
So so something has happened.
Yep. Shows cancels. Everybody go home. Stop listening.
Oh, the TV station said we appreciate you guys being patient.
Thank you.
You already drank that?
Yeah, why?
Because you're gonna have to pee so quick.
I can just go in the backyard. It's right here.
Do you want me to have Mom bring you another one?
Yeah, sure.
Mom's gone.
She is?
Yeah.
Well,
She
wait,
took
what time
Joey
is
to
it?
tennis.
Oh,
What time is it?
Wait. What time is it?
it's 3:57.
Oh no,
Oh,
she's still
never
here.
mind. Yeah, call Mom. I want another one.
Okay, we'll see what we can do here. If we can order you up a.
Hey mom.
Do you want another one too?
He's
I
not
haven't
done.
finished it. Hey mom. Let's get some room service.
Mom.
Oh, she is. Hey mom. Hattie, do you like the color of your table?
Hello?
Mom, can you get me another sparkling, please?
Oh, honey, I'm leaving. I'm going to tennis.
I can
I'll
get
try. Hold on.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I'll send Avi. Avi can do it.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Thank
love you. Bye.
you.
Have fun.
Love you,
Bye,
bye.
Joey.
Bye, Joey.
You want to go get it? Careful you don't step on anything. I know it's a bit of a mess in here.
Yeah, there's like suitcases everywhere.
I don't think this is gonna happen.
What's gonna this?
I don't
That?
think. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
Ari, let me take
Will you leave that door open too?
Oh,
and just
yeah.
close the
Take-
screen? It's
take
so,
this.
It's so hot.
Hey,
You can leave it wide
Avi.
open.
Avi.
You can leave that door wide open, Avi. Excuse me.
Oh, Mira's gonna get it, I think.
Elon Musk explained the cheating today. The illegals won't vote. The states will use names to create ballots for harvesting. Do you know? So, if the person who runs the United States is his title is the president, do you know who runs the states? The title of that job
No.
starts with a G. Governor.
Governor.
Yep. So each state. Oh, thank you, Mira.
Oh, thank you, Mira.
So each state has its own. Each state has a governor.
No. But we started.
We started, but the press conference hasn't started.
I'm gonna go continue watching.
Thank you. Y'all excited about the card for 168? The card for 168. No, I don't know what that is. I'm excited about working out after the show.
course.
Are you gonna work out with me?
No, I'm gonna be so tired after this.
What? Really?
I might take a nap.
Oh, I'll take a nap then too. Little 20-minute power nap.
Of course. I'm actually getting a little tired right now too.
You are. I'm a little tired too. It was a long day at the boardwalk today.
Of course. That was actually a long day at the boardwalk.
I was really impressed all the rides you went on.
Yeah, like I really want. Double shot was like, scary but not scary. But I just didn't want to go on it. It just looks too gnarly for me right now.
Is this bad for the cameras?
No, it's fine.
No.
So they're gone. It's just us here.
Wait, Mir left too?
The just Mom and Joey left.
Oh.
I wonder what's going on here.
Here, where? Wait.
Hold on.
where?
I'm gonna Google one more thing. I'm gonna Google
Hey Siri, call Biden.
Biden press conference and type in news. Yeah, I don't see what's going on here. Watch
Excuse me.
live.
Hey, have you ever?
If you guys in the chat see it go live somewhere else, tell me. How to watch anticipated Biden news conference. Biden faces big press conference, flubs Putin for Zelensky.
Headache.
Maybe I'll type in the word delay. Delay.
That's the last sparkling.
Biden high stakes big boy
know.
press conference delayed, so it might miss evening news broadcast. This is from the New York Post. President Biden's anticipated big boy press conference Thursday, his first formal solo press conference in Washington since 2022. Well, wow. This is the first formal press conference he's done in 2 years.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's too
Have you
long.
ever heard the saying in like Knight Rider? Don't hassle with the Hoff.
No, does he say that?
Well, yeah. Not in the show, but
Oh, here we go.
normally. Oh,
Here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
finally.
We'll get back to Knight Rider afterwards. Show the boys the fight card for One Championships 168. It's a good one. Oh, when is that? Is that tomorrow night? That's not tomorrow night, is it? Remind me that later, Extra Sloppy.
Hey, are you gonna do a podcast tonight too?
No, this is it. I'm
Aw.
tired. After the show, I'm gonna nap, a little power nap, 20 minutes.
and then party all night.
Yep, and
stay
then-
up until 10:30.
And then I'm gonna go in the garage and party.
Okay, I guess so.
Will you work out with me?
Maybe, yeah, sure, a little. Yeah, I guess so.
Hey, now we just say the camera's on.
We're gonna do cleans and pull-ups.
Cleans and pull-ups. Wait, what are cleans again? Oh yeah,
How
You-
many pull-ups?
when
How
you-
many?
when you
cleans?
yank
yeah,
the-
yeah.
Yank
I
the bar
guess
up the,
I
yeah.
did that.
How
And
many
squat.
rounds are you doing?
Yeah, we could do power, clean, and jerk. I don't know. We could just take turns. Oh, here we go. Oh, she's short.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, midget.
Oh, never mind. She's not going. I guess she's too little.
Do we know the
sorry.
topic of the or reason for the press conference? I don't think he's done a press conference in forever, in 2 years. It's been delayed by at least an hour and is now set to begin sometime after 6:30 p.m. The new time means that the clips of the 81-year-old president stumbling again or exceeding expectations at the annual NATO conference won't be ready in time for widely watched network evening news programs. A White House official told the Post that the event was delayed from 5:30 to 6:30 due to the NATO schedule, which also began later than expected Thursday. But reports with credentials learned that the new time was likely to be pushed to 7 p.m. or later in the evening. Wow.
Wait, so
What's
it's not
wow?
starting?
We've been live for 34 minutes and nothing's happened.
Oh my god. So we're
Wait,
sitting
we
here for
came
nothing?
live to watch this.
Yeah, this is it.
What happens if we don't? What happens if it's not go? We just talk, or
Yeah, we're just doing it. Like people are watching right now, us just I don't know. What do you think we're doing? Talking, chatting?
Chatting.
His first extended Q&A session with journalists since he was confused at his June 27th debate performance. I feel like the narrative needs to change, so either Dems need to get behind Biden or he needs to step aside, but we are losing time, a Democratic source. Oh, I hate it. Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Here we go.
Here
She looks like she might say something. Man, they've had so many people up there.
Oh my god.
What do you think those people up there are doing?
They're
Like
just
Oh,
afraid.
I know.
pencil,
what they're doing.
paper, water,
Pencil, paper, water, booze. I'm sure.
booze.
Hey, Heidi.
Oh, amphetamine overdose.
They're
No shit.
leaving to say, hey, I want to, hey, you do this for me. And then when they get up to the podium, they're too scared. They just walk down to ask someone else.
Oh, look, there's.
Oh,
little
maybe.
She's
Hey,
like, do
hey.
I have to do this? Do I have
Everybody
to?
say hey, hello to midget.
Hi, midget.
Man, your house is fun. I never watched politics with my dad, and if I did, he would tell me to go chop wood.
That's boring.
Well, what happened, Tyler, is this morning, Ari was on the show for a little bit, and I said, hey, you want to watch the press conference? And then I was like, afterwards, I was like, I shouldn't have said that. And then today around 2 o'clock, he's like, man, we got a podcast at 3:30. I was like, oh, shit. He remembered.
Wait, you don't want me to come on?
I was a little nervous. It's your first time on. I'm a little nervous.
I'm not.
How
nervous.
are you nervous?
I don't know. It's your debut.
Oh, never mind.
He's doing good so far. What
He's
are you
doing
nervous
great.
about?
No, he's doing great. He's doing better than the White House people.
Hey,
Yeah, he's doing great.
can I
I would
watch
say you're
him?
doing better
Look
than
at
me.
look at midgets on the phone.
Avito. Go ahead, Ari. Go. What were you gonna say?
Can I do one later in the afternoon with you again? I
No,
don't
this
have
is probably the last one ever.
No, not today. Yeah, tomorrow.
No, I think this will be our first and last podcast.
First. That's for him.
Yeah. Unless you do great, Ari.
I already am doing great.
You are. That's true.
Am
You can only go downhill from here.
I going to?
Yeah, you're going. You're amazing.
Yeah.
You're mature. You're 9.
Here we go. No,
So close. So
Hey,
close.
they're
Closer
putting-
than that.
Hey, they're probably putting like sayings for Biden to say.
I'm surprised Caleb didn't come on with us.
Yeah, poor.
I wonder where. I thought Caleb would be here for sure.
Oh, I wish Caleb was coming.
I know. Me too.
Poor Baldy.
Avi,
Avilito.
do you think that's nice? Answer me, boy.
Nah.
Maybe. Maybe not.
Baldy's probably a name.
Okay, we got a guy with an earpiece. I can't believe how many people are walking back and forth back there. What are they prepping back there?
Is this bad content?
What we're doing? Us?
No, them.
Oh yeah, theirs is ass. Theirs is such ass. We're
Is-
carrying. Hey, listen, we're carrying the whole show right now. Me,
Hey,
you,
we
and
should
Ari.
be Biden. Hello.
Yeah.
So when he comes out here, and talks,
How do we know that?
well, he's gonna come out here and talk, and you guys
Yeah.
will hear it through your headsets, and then we'll sort of discuss what he's saying. We'll give feedback, real-time feedback, and live commentary.
Like,
Will
like
he
good
hear us?
feedback and bad feedback.
Yeah, like if he comes out there and you're like, oh, what a fantastic point he just made, or what'd he say? Is that even a word?
Like he might say he might say he's like sometimes too old and he's like
Yeah, if he freezes,
he
you can be.
he acts like 90 and he's like "Skark, grak, grak."
Yeah, you can be like, huh? What did you just
Hey,
say?
Freezes. Oh, he pooped his pants.
Yeah, it can be that. Oh, I recognize that look. He pooped his pants. Look, they're adjusting the flags. You would think that should have been done an hour ago.
Look.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my god, what are you doing?
They need to pull that
They're like,
camera out, is what they need to do. I want to see a wide angle. I want to see what's really going on.
Yeah,
me too.
it's probably top secret.
Top secret.
Heidi, look, it's probably top secret.
What's top secret?
Them,
The whiting.
it's probably top
No.
secret.
What you mean? What's outside the shot if they
I
pulled
mean,
back?
like, not top secret.
Huh?
Never mind.
Okay. No, tell me. I want to hear. We have plenty of time.
This means the opposite of like yes and no. So if I say yeah, it's cool. It's kind of saying like no, it's not cool.
Okay.
Now you understand. Yes.
Oh, Harakwi Tanya says she can hear you crinkling your RX bar wrapper.
I don't need advice from her.
He says he doesn't need advice from you, Horakud.
Or the Queen Tanya.
She's probably, when she comes to, she's gonna give him one of those 5 brothers. Oh
No.
no.
Let's see what else. If we have any other comments.
I want to eat this, but these kind of make me nauseous sometimes.
Tomorrow morning on the podcast, we have Paige Semenza and Rebecca Fusele.
Fusele.
Wait, what's that girl's name that you had on the pod? Abigail.
Oh, Mom sent me a text and said change the subject from Joseph. I wonder if it was making him feel bad because he's not in here.
What? We weren't talking about Joseph.
I don't
Were we?
know. I guess maybe we were. But we can talk about whatever we want. There can't be censorship.
Yeah. Mom. Hello?
We can all hear.
Okay.
Okay,
Let's
what?
what rapper is this?
Tupac. That's easy.
Dang, you want to touch it?
Yes, yes.
You're gonna. Hey, when I hand it to you, what's the first thing you notice about it?
His
No,
pants
no.
down.
His pants are down. You're right. You can see
And
them.
yours.
But feel it. When you hold him, you're gonna have a response to it. What's your first response?
He's made of clay, right?
He's made of clay.
No, I don't know what he's made of.
Yeah,
Hold
he
it, Ari.
is.
What do you think about it, Ari?
He's made of clay.
What's the first response?
Wait,
What's your first thought when you hold that?
Hey, wait.
Wait, we had this.
No,
The tattoos? No, we didn't.
no.
Hey, Tupac?
You don't. There's not something you're sensing from that you're like, oh wow.
No.
Oh,
Wait, no.
What is it?
I thought when I hold, I can't believe how heavy that thing is.
Really?
Yeah.
It's kinda heavy.
It is heavy. It's like solid. It's not like cheap.
Wait. Wait, can I feel it again? Ari?
Thank you, Matt Burns. I'll do the parenting, but I appreciate your input.
What input?
Wait.
He's made of clay for sure.
Yeah.
No,
No.
not really. He's made of clay and something else, like something really hard.
Yeah, it's hard. It's really hard and it's really heavy. I don't think if you drop that on concrete, it would break though.
It
If
would, it would get scratched.
probably get scratched. I forget who sent me that Tupac
Hey, does
figure.
Tupac actually have these tattoos?
Yeah, think so.
Yeah.
We bought the Thug Life set. And Tupac, and it didn't come with that set.
What didn't?
That tattoo
But
on his back.
it came with Thug Life.
Oh, you're right. It didn't come with that one on his
we
back.
didn't have that one.
The cross.
No.
Yeah, or the king thingy.
I'll look. That's a really good question.
Or
But-
Tupac, or they just saw it wrong.
I think Tupac had a nose ring.
Yeah.
That's gross.
Tupac, don't be such a lady.
Yeah, Tupac.
Look at. Do you know who this is? Look at this. Do you know who this is?
No.
Wait.
You had dinner with him the other night.
Oh, Colton? Really?
Yeah, it's a Colton Merton sticker. How cool is that?
Wait, were you in the military?
Look at. Hold on. Let me show it to the camera.
What's it say? Oh. What
Okay,
does
go
it
ahead,
say on the back?
I don't know what it says on the back. Something's written on it, but that's a Tupac. Big Jesse. Big
cool.
Jesse. Big
Yeah,
Jesse
Colton.
Trucker. That's cool, right?
Yeah, really cool.
It's like Colton is one of the apostles.
Look,
Fuck, it's hot in here.
There's a pig right there and a pig on top.
Are you guys hot?
Yeah, like super hot.
No, I'm just not really hot.
I turned this fan on full blast. Maybe we'll get some circulation in here.
Can you scoot over?
Can you hear the fan in your headset? Is it too loud?
No, you cannot hear the fan.
Well,
Oh my god.
what?
It's so hot.
Yeah, it's really hot in here.
Hey, where are they going?
I don't know what's happening.
Oh my god, it's
I think we're gonna have to break this show into two. Like once he finally comes on.
Hey, when you know when you went yesterday's morning show or no 2 days morning, like 2 days ago, the morning show,
Yeah.
your tongue was sticking to your mouth and you went to go Fit Aid. Remember that?
Oh yeah. Do you know
And,
why that was
I
happening?
liked between the where you left. I liked the whatever was playing.
Oh, that commercial?
Yeah, it was super awesome.
Oh, that's cool.
No, play
Like he
play
loved candy, and he's like he was like 200 pounds the most.
Yeah.
and then he started doing workouts.
It was
Yeah, that was a lot of inspiration.
Yeah.
wow. You
Yeah.
really wow, the affiliate commercial.
Yeah,
Which one was that? I think that was let me see.
like he's like
This
he looks
it,
Asian.
it was this one.
My name is Josue Bocanegra. I'm originally from Mexico. I'm 27 and I go to Salty Hive CrossFit. When I came in here, I was 195, almost 200 pounds, and I had never been that heavy, like ever. And then I got in here, started eating well. You know, we have the consistency is key. That's always, like, I don't know, like ever since I heard it here, like it was always in my head. And it didn't just apply to the gym, it applied to my eating habits, to my workouts, to even like just work, school. Consistency is key. So I started eating healthier, started avoiding sugars, I started avoiding candy because I love candy. I try to avoid it as much as possible, and I'm now 169 pounds this morning actually. And I don't feel skinny either. It's like I'm actually fit, which is awesome, you know? I think it's the most fit I've ever been in my entire life, regardless of playing soccer in high school. Actually trying for a while to get my dad in here because he struggled with obesity throughout his life. What I tell him all the time is like, you gotta get in here because it's not just the gym. It's not just you get in there and people may be just judging you for what you're doing. No, it's a community. It's somewhere where they'll help you actually improve and not just lose weight and actually get strong and actually get fit. And it's so much more than a gym. That's what I tell him.
Oh, that was awesome. So like
He started going.
This guy Brett made it from Salty Hive CrossFit. Brett Hoffer or something made that for me.
yeah, good job, Brett.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, that's
so you
awesome.
saw that? You were
Congratulations.
So we were like we were on the way from like back from
Marquez.
we were on the way to Marquetta's.
Yeah,
to
we
get
were
my
like
fit
at
check.
there. Yeah,
I
like
was
at
like,
there.
wow, whoever made this did a good job.
Yeah.
That's really cool that you said it was inspirational.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Heidi,
super cool.
Play
I love
this-
you,
Play
Avi.
your song to Avi.
Oh, this song?
Yeah.
Oh, I
It's a
listened.
Sebon Podcast Show. It's a Sebon Podcast Show. Everybody's welcome. Peace and love. It's a Sebon Podcast Show.
Bam,
we're
we're
live.
live.
I like that part.
Bam, we're live.
You do that every time beginning.
No, I used to just do it just like out of a nervous habit, and then now I feel kind of obligated to say it because it became like just what I say when the show starts. Bam, we're live. Okay, we got the wide shot we wanted. Those people see that lady in the yellow. See those
Yeah.
two ladies?
Yeah.
They're either
texting on their phone. What the heck is that?
they're either
Yeah.
they're either news reporters who are going to do a live like.
Can I have this?
Wow, guys, look at all the people there. That's the press corps, whatever that means.
Can I have this,
Wow. Yeah, you can eat that. Yeah. Oh,
Heidi.
dude, this is going to be crazy, dude. This is huge.
Hey, Heidi, this is kind of messy. I'll
It's okay.
I'll just keep it in the wrapper.
Okay, thank you.
Perfect.
So, or those are microphones that they are going to pass around so people can ask questions. Oh, and see that black guy up on the front row
Yeah. Wait, where?
on the right-hand side? I think that's like Lloyd Austin or Lloyd Benson or something. I think he's the most senior military advisor to the president. And then the guy next to him is I think his name's Anthony Blinken. He's the Secretary of State. If we need to say something to another country, he'll get on a plane and go talk to the other leaders. So the front row is
like
all
right now if he has to.
no, but like if let's say like he wants he needs to go talk. President Biden wants to talk to the president of Armenia. He'll send that guy on an airplane to go talk to the president of Armenia and say shit to him.
Hey, Heidi.
What?
I want something to happen when they pass over mics. I want something to happen, like something like to freeze, like probably like poop his pants and be like freeze.
You want that to
So
happen to him?
nervous.
No.
No, to Biden.
I know you want that to happen to him.
Yeah, it's
No, I don't.
I don't either.
Why?
I don't know. I feel bad.
I feel bad for him. Like,
Yeah,
when he
and
walks
remember,
into-
he's still our president, and he's still running the country. You can't just have him just shitting his pants up there.
It's kind
like I felt bad.
Yeah,
when-
I will enjoy it if he does. I will enjoy it, but it'll be a guilty pleasure.
when like in the debate when
Oh, yeah, Bernie's. Sorry, go ahead, Avi. Go ahead. Sorry.
when like Trump's like, you're a horrible president.
Yeah,
We shouldn't have been having him. I felt like so bad.
for Biden.
Yeah, I wanted to cry.
You did. You felt bad
Yeah.
for him, like he was just an old
Yeah,
dude getting tossed.
I wanted to turn it off.
Yeah, he was getting tossed up.
Yeah.
It was a little too much reality. Those are actually Bernie wanted me to tell you those are actually the people listening to the Sevon podcast right now. Everyone in that room's watching us.
Really?
Mhm.
I think I'm gonna.
There's a what? You're gonna what?
Wait, so
I
they
think I'm
could
gonna- I kind of want to get out now, but I don't.
You're done?
No, I'm not.
Be careful of that cord right there.
Like this one right there.
Yeah, that one's making me a little nervous. Holy shit, you guys are being so patient. We've been in here in almost an hour.
Oh my god.
Yeah, waiting.
Yeah, I'm getting hot. Biden, hurry up.
Well, he's an old man. Let him take his
Wait, so
time.
all those people can hear us talking about Biden?
No, I was just joking.
How do you know the Sevon podcast song? Yeah? You know that one?
Yes.
Did Brent make that too?
No. I think this dude from Florida made it.
You need a trash can.
Cuerva or I forget the dude's name.
Hiding. I should be coming on more lately. This is actually kind of fun.
Well, a second ago, you were just gonna say you were gonna leave, and now you're saying you should come on more.
I thought when you said all those people are watching, I got really nervous.
But they're not. I was just joking. Those people are from all sorts of different magazines and newspapers and television stations.
So all those people are famous?
No, I don't know. I don't think that they're all famous, but they are
They're
all.
rich?
No. Most of those people aren't rich. But those people are there to
Hey.
ask the president questions, and then we're here just in the audience waiting to hear him answer.
And then we're gonna question him.
We're not going to question the president. We're just going to talk about how well the three of us are going to discuss how well he answered the questions.
That's Ari's second sparkling done.
Holy shit, Ari.
I'm not done with it. A little bit left though.
Ari, how much do you weigh?
He weighs like 52.
You-
51.6.
You just drank
51.6. Yes.
Two.
2 days ago it was 52.8.
you just drank 2 pounds of water.
You're joking, right?
Get on the scale after this. I already drank a Fit Aid too. I want to open my second one, but I feel like I should wait.
Could I try a sip of that?
No. Fit Aid will make hair grow on your face.
I like the hair on my face.
You want to start shaving?
Yeah.
It's a pain in the ass.
Okay. Why do you put your lips so close to the mic?
I don't know. Just sometimes I just do it. There's you know what I do it for, like sensory. Like I rub its hair right here on it.
Does it feel good?
It doesn't feel bad. Or you know what I do sometimes? Don't tell anyone this, okay?
Okay. Cool.
I have little nose hair sticking out of my nose, and I kind of rub those on the mic.
Hiding.
But we're live.
Hiding.
Everyone.
Hiding.
Oh,
Hey, hiding.
what?
Second can finished.
Jeez Louise. I'm gonna go back to
Do you want
this.
the rest of my RX sugar? bar?
Adios. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Are you coming back?
Yeah, I'm coming.
Please don't trip over anything.
Hey, dude, go this way.
Yeah, damn. This thing is so delayed.
Damn me.
Thank you. Are you guys both leaving? No. Oh man, that thing was like melted from being in your hands.
Yeah. Sweaty hands.
These are good, by the way, people.
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Allulose. They supposedly lower, believe it or not, your glycemic index. Kind of crazy.
I also like the RX bars, the different ones.
Oh, you do
Those-
like those?
I like the coconut and salted ones. Ari just took a little pee pee.
Oh my God, that was good. I'm trying to find out information. Oh, it's Secretary Lloyd Austin. That's the guy's name. And Karine Jean-Pierre is there.
Hey, if they're talking, you know I can't hear them.
They're not talking. You'll hear them.
Oh.
Okay, you'll hear them.
There's nothing else to drink, so I'm just having this.
Just give yourself a couple sprays of the old
Listerines.
Listerine.
These are good too.
Couple sprays.
And the pink ones
Blow
are
on
better.
Ari now. How's his breath, Ari?
Better.
Take 2 more.
But is it still ass?
No.
Oh, we got someone walking up to the podium.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Here
Oh,
we
yeah.
go. Here we go. Oh, yeah. So those are news people right there.
Really?
Yeah. Those 3 people standing there are like news anchors for like Fox, ABC, NBC. Like they're going to say something like,
Oh my God.
what?
He's leaving.
Oh, he did leave. Shit.
What?
Son of a gun. All right.
The people are like, wait, one more top secret thingy. That's not even top secret.
Guess how many people are watching our show right now?
How?
Guess how many?
Like
How-
18,000?
No.
Well, way
More?
less.
Less.
15?
15,000? No.
Less?
4.
4,000?
No.
Just 4?
14?
Yeah, 16.
16,000?
No, 16.
Just 16.
Just 16.
Oh.
Wow. Who is that?
Are you
16?
disappointed?
No.
Yes, you are.
I just want likes. That's it.
You just want likes?
Likes are better.
What are likes?
Like
I don't-
saying your show's good.
I don't want likes.
You don't want likes?
I want them, but
How would you guys even know what likes are?
I seen a million times when
Where?
we were on the jot. When we were on
Where?
the
Yeah.
when we were doing a video with Josh.
Josh who?
yeah, like
Josh.
Oh,
the
when
skateboard lessons
you watch
thingy.
TikTok.
I do not watch TikTok.
No.
I do not
Riley
have.
said stupid people watch TikTok.
No, that's fine. I don't even have the TikTok app on my phone.
You
I have
know?
no.
I don't.
Whoa.
I mean,
you
I
watch
don't even have
Instagram.
I do
and
watch.
That's likes.
I
There's
do watch
likes there,
Instagram.
and I know what that is.
Yeah, right.
Heidi, Riley said TikTok.
But likes
is
are
for-
different than Instagram. Instagram's a viewing platform. Oh, are we live? Here we go. Shit.
We get here.
Okay, here we go. Hold
Okay,
on.
Here.
Here we go.
Destructive war in history. The idea was to create an alliance of free and democratic nations that would commit themselves to a compact of collective defense. Standing together, they knew we'd all be safer. An attack on one would be treated as an attack on all. And it's worked because a would-be aggressor knows if they attack one of us, they'll be attacked by all of us. Sending that message is the best way to deter aggression and prevent wars in the first place. For those who thought NATO's time had passed, they got a rude awakening when Putin invaded Ukraine. Some of the oldest and deepest fears in Europe roared back to life because once again, a murderous madman was on the march. But this time, no one cowered in appeasement, especially the United States. We collected intelligence that Russia was planning to invade Ukraine months before the invasion. I directed the intelligence community to be a significant amount of intelligence be declassified
There we go.
so I could start
There
building
we
an
go.
international coalition to oppose the invasion.
There's Biden.
Then
all
in February, some of you remember, I warned the world that the invasion was imminent. I rallied a coalition of 50 nations from Europe to Asia to help Ukraine defend itself. Many foreign policy experts thought as Putin amassed Russian forces just 100 miles north of Kyiv, the capital of Ukraine. But Putin thought it was the mother home of Russia. The capital would fall in less than a week. But the Ukrainian people, backed by a coalition to help build, stopped them. Today, Kyiv still stands, and NATO stands stronger than it has ever been. During the week of this summit, several heads of states made it a point in their statements to thank the United States and to thank me personally for all that NATO has achieved. NATO is not only stronger, NATO is bigger because we led the charge to bring in Finland and Sweden into the alliance, and it makes a gigantic difference. Excuse me. Meanwhile, my predecessor has made it clear he has no commitment to NATO. He's made it clear that he would feel no obligation to honor Article 5. He's already told Putin, and I quote, "Do whatever the hell you want." In fact, the day after Putin invaded Ukraine, here's what he said. It was genius. It was wonderful. Some of you forgot that, but that's exactly what he said. But I made it clear.
I'll be right back.
A strong NATO is essential to American security. And I believe the obligation of Article 5 is sacred. And I would remind all Americans, Article 5 is invoked only once in NATO's long history, and that was to defend America after 9/11. I made it clear that I will not bow down to Putin. I will not walk away from Ukraine. I will keep NATO strong. That's exactly what we did, and exactly what we'll continue to do. Now, the future of American policy is up to the American people. This is much more than the political question. It's more than that. It's a national security issue. Don't reduce this to the usual testament that people talk about, issues of being a political campaign. It's far too important. It's about the world we live in for decades to come. Every American must ask herself or himself,
What were you doing?
is the world safer with NATO? Are you safer? Is your family safer? I believe the American people know the answer to all those questions is yes. And I believe the American people understand that America is stronger because of our alliances. I believe the American consensus from Truman to Reagan to me still holds today. America cannot retreat from the world.
So?
We must lead the world.
No.
We're an indispensable nation, as Madeleine Albright wrote. Now let me turn to three other key issues. Just this morning, we had a great economic report showing inflation is down. Overall prices fell last month. Core inflation is the lowest it's been in 3 years. Prices are falling for cars, appliances, and airfares. Grocery prices have fallen since the start of the year. We're going to keep working to take down corporate greed to bring those prices down further. Meanwhile, Trump's calling for a 10% tariff on everything Americans buy, including food from overseas, vegetables, and other necessities. And economists tell us that that would cost the average American working family another $2,500 a year. It's a tax of $2,500 a year.
No, not true.
Second, our efforts to secure the border, southern border, is working. After Trump killed the bipartisan effort to secure the border, Republicans and Democrats had worked on, because he thought it would benefit me and make him a loser, Republicans walked away. So I took executive action last month. As a consequence, working with Mexico, border encounters have gone down over 50%. The current level is lower today than when Trump left office. Third, for months, the United States has been working to secure a ceasefire in Gaza, to bring the hostages home, to create a path for peace and stability in the Middle East. 6 weeks ago, I laid out a detailed plan in writing. It was endorsed by the UN Security Council, the G7. That framework is now agreed on by both Israel and Hamas. So I sent my team to the region to hammer out the details. These are difficult, complex issues. There's still gaps to close. We're making progress. The trend is positive. And I'm determined to get this deal done and bring an end to this war, which should end now. Let me conclude where I began. We're the United States of America. We are the indispensable nation. Our leadership matters. Our partnerships matter. This moment matters. We must rise to meet it. With that, I'll take your questions. I've been given a list of people to call on here. Reuters, Jeff Mason.
This is where it's going to get good because that was all scripted right there. He was reading that.
Hey, it
Mr.
sucks
President,
when,
your political future has hung over the NATO summit a little bit this week. Speaker Pelosi made a point of suggesting that your decision on whether to stay in the race was still open. George Clooney and a handful of lawmakers have called on you to step aside. Reuters is reporting tonight that UAW leadership is concerned about your ability to win.
UAW just endorsed me, but go ahead.
Thank you. My question for you is, how are you incorporating these developments into your decision to stay? And separately, what concerns do you have about Vice President Harris's ability to beat Donald Trump if she were at the top of the ticket?
Look, I wouldn't have picked Vice President Trump to be vice president, but I think she was not qualified to be
Oops,
president.
he called Harris
Let's
Trump.
start there.
He fucked up.
Number one. The fact is that
Wait, what do you mean about Harris?
the consideration
Oh, he was supposed
is
to
that
say
I think I'm the
Harris.
most qualified person to run for president. I beat him once, and I will beat him again. Secondly, the idea, I served in the Senate a long time. The idea
You
that
what in the Senate?
senators and congressmen
Oh,
running for
there it
office worry about the ticket is not unusual. And I might add, there are at least 5 presidents running or incumbent presidents who had lower numbers than I have now, later in the campaign. So there's a long way to go in this campaign. And so I'm just going to keep moving. And because, look, I got more work to do. We got more work to finish. There's so much, we made so much progress. Think about it. Think about where we are economically relative to the rest of the world. Name me a world leader who wouldn't want to trade places with our economy. We've created over 800,000 manufacturing jobs, 1.5 million. So things are moving. We got more to go. Working class people still need help. Corporate greed is still at large. Their prices, the corporate profits have doubled since the pandemic. They're coming down. And so I'm optimistic about where things are going. Danny Kemp, AFP.
Thanks. Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to ask you about your, you mixed up Presidents Zelensky and Putin earlier today. And you now have sort of your key allies, including the British Prime Minister, the President of France, the German Chancellor having to step in and make excuses for you on that. Officials here are saying off the record that your decline has become noticeable. Hasn't this now, frankly, become damaging for America's standing in the world? Thank you.
Did you see any damage to our standing in my leading this conference? Have you seen a more successful conference? What do you think? And the Putin piece, I was talking about Putin, and I said, and now, at the very end, I said, Putin. I said, no, I'm sorry, Zelensky. And then I added 5 other names. Look, guys, the idea anybody suggests that we haven't had an incredibly successful conference. How many times did you hear in that conference? I know it sounds too self-serving, but other leaders, heads of state, in thanking me, saying the reason we're together is because of Biden, because Biden did the following. Look, folks, this is well, anyway, I thought it was the most successful conference I've attended in a long time, and find me a world leader who didn't think it was. Next one, Nancy Cordes, CBS.
Thank you, Mr. President. You mentioned other instances in history where presidents have faced a challenge, but what makes this moment in history so unique is that it is not your enemies who are calling on you to reconsider your decision to stay in the race. It's your friends, supporters, people who think you've done a great job over the past 4 years. Have you spent time thinking about what it would mean for your legacy, which you've worked decades to build, if you stay in the race, despite the concerns that voters say they have, and you lose to someone who you yourself have argued is unfit to return to the Oval Office?
Well, look, I'm not in this for my
There it is.
legacy. I'm in this to complete the job I started. As you recall,
hot in here.
understandably, many of you and many economists thought my initial initiatives that I put forward, can't do that, it's going to cause inflation, things are going to skyrocket, the debt's going to go up. What are you hearing now from mainstream economists? 16 economic Nobel laureates said I've done a hell of a job. And under my plans so far and what's going to happen in the future if I'm reelected, that things are going to get much better. Our economy is growing. I was determined when I got elected to stop the trickle-down economic theory, that if the wealthy did very well, everybody else would do well. My dad was a well-read, decent guy. I don't remember much trickling down on his kitchen table. Middle-class people and working-class people need help. And so what happened is I decided to was able to implement as president what I believed when I was a senator. And that is that the way to build this economy is from the middle out and the bottom up. That way we grow the economy. And the wealthy still do very well. They do fine. And guess what? Find me an economist, a mainstream economist who said we haven't done well. What have we not done that isn't working right now? And so we got more to do, though. We got to finish the job. And by the way, I come from the corporate state of the world. Delaware has more corporations registered in Delaware than every other state in the nation combined. I'm not anti-corporate, but corporate profits have doubled since the pandemic. Doubled. It's time things get back in order a little bit. It's time, for example, if I'm reelected, we're going to make sure that rents are kept at 5% increase of corporate rents for
He just
apartments and the
contradicted
like,
himself.
homes
What do you mean?
are limited to 5%. We're going to make a lot of changes that I've been talking about because we're going to continue to grow this economy. And by the way, remember how I got so roundly criticized for being so pro-union, not labor, union. Well, guess what? I've been the most pro-union labor president in history. Not a joke. And guess what? We had the Treasury Department do a study. When unions do better, everybody does better. Everybody does better. And we talk about how, for example, remember when we talked about getting the computer chip industry back in the United States? Used to be 40% of the industry. We invented the chip. 40% of the industry was in the United States. And former presidents decided that the best way to do it is find the cheapest labor in the world, send the product over there and import what the product was. And so what did I do? I was told not to go over to to Asia, including Europe, but Asia. I remember going to South Korea, convincing them to invest $20 billion in the United States to build computer chip factories. And I asked why when they finally decided to do it. And the answer was because you have the safest economy in the world, and you have the best workers in the world. So the whole idea here is we've invested, there's over $50 billion in investment in computer chip manufacturing, just coming in the bean. None of you thought that would happen. None of you thought that would happen. But it's happening. It's happening. And it's going to grow economies all through. And by the way, red states and blue states. Matter of fact, there's as much in red states as in blue states. I've made no distinction. So my generic point is that the idea that we can't continue to build and grow the economy, make it fair. Like I said, from my standpoint, when the middle class does well, that's when the whole economy grows. The poor have a shot, the wealthy do well. The wealthy got to start paying their taxes.
He said he was against corporations getting rich, and then he said he's
Vice
done a good
President
job at
Kamala
stopping that.
Harris would be ready to serve on day one. Can you elaborate on that? What is it about her attributes and her accomplishments over the last 4 years that make her ready to serve on day one if necessary?
First of all, the way she's handled the issue of freedom of women's bodies to have control over their bodies. Secondly, her ability to handle almost any issue on the board. This was a hell of a prosecutor. She was a first-rate person, and in the Senate, she was really good. I wouldn't have picked her unless I thought she was qualified to be president. From the very beginning, I made no bones about that. She is qualified to be president. That's why I picked her. Felicia Schwartz, Financial Times.
Hiding.
Thank you, Mr. President. Presidency is the most straining job in the world, and it's 24/7. How can you say you'll be up for that next year, in 2 years, in 4 years, given the limits you've acknowledged that you have today?
The limits I've acknowledged I have?
There's been reporting that you've acknowledged that you need to go to bed earlier and your evening around 8.
That's not true. Look, what I said was, instead of my every day starting at 7 and going to bed at
You think
midnight,
he just lied there?
it'd be smarter for me to pace myself a little more.
Yes.
And I said, for example, the 8, 7, 6 stuff, instead of starting a fundraiser at 9 o'clock, start at 8 o'clock. People get to go home by 10 o'clock. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about, and if you look at my schedule
Does it
since
matter what time he goes
since
to
I
bed?
made that stupid mistake of
No.
in the campaign, in the debate, I mean, my schedule has been full bore. I've done, where's Trump been? Riding around in his golf cart, filling out his scorecard before he hits the ball. I mean, look, he's done virtually nothing. And I have, I don't know how many, don't hold me to it, roughly 20 major events, some of them with thousands of people showing up. And so I just think it's better. I always have an inclination, whether I was playing sports or doing politics, just to keep going, not stop. I just got to just pace myself a little more. Pace myself. And the next debate, I'm not going to be traveling into 15 time zones a week before. Anyway, that's what it was about. That's what it was about. And by the way, even with that, I love my staff, but they add things all the time. At the very end, I'm catching hell from my wife for that. Anyway.
What happened to his tooth?
Nothing. He just smiles crooked. He smiles crooked. But the greatest transfer
sorry,
of wealth in world history
Zeke Miller,
from
Associated Press.
the poor to the rich has happened
Thank you,
under
Mr.
his
President.
leadership.
2 questions for you.
He's
First, on the NATO summit, President Zelensky, in your meeting with him, he pressed you to lift your limitations on the Ukrainian use of American weapons, saying that in his public remarks afterwards, saying that Ukraine cannot win the war unless those limitations are lifted. Are you reconsidering your position on that? And then secondly, following up on Felicia's question there, leaders of your own party have said that they're not worried about that debate. They're worried about the next bad night and the bad night after that. How can you reassure the American people that you are up to the task and that there won't be more bad nights at a debate stage or somewhere else?
First thing about Zelensky asking for the ability to strike deep into Russia. We've allowed Zelensky to use American weapons in the near term, in the near abroad, into Russia. Whether or not he should be attacked. For example, should Zelensky, he's not. If he had the capacity to strike Moscow, strike the Kremlin, would that make sense? It wouldn't. The question is, what's the best use of the weaponry he has, the weaponry we were getting to him? I've gotten a more long-range capacity as well as defensive capacity. And so our military is where I'm following the advice of my commander-in-chief, the chief of staff of the military, as well as the Secretary of Defense and our intelligence people. And we're making a day-to-day basis on what they should and shouldn't go, how far they should go in. That's a logical thing to do. Second question related to
Bad nights, sir? How can you reassure the American people that you won't have more bad nights, whether they be on a debate stage or on some matter of foreign policy?
Well, I tell you what, the best way to assure them is the way I assure myself. And that is, am I getting the job done? Am I getting the job done? Can you name me somebody who's got more major piece of legislation passed in 3.5 years? Created 2,000 jobs just last week. So if I slow down, I can't get the job done. That's a sign that I shouldn't be doing it. But there's no indication of that yet.
When
None.
people school him, does he lie? That's what he does, yeah.
What we got here? Merrick, Pulaski Radio.
Thank you, Mr. President. How are you?
I'm well.
The elections in the US have consequences around the world. You have pretty high standing in Europe. I just asked President Macron about you, and he said we are happy to have him as the President of the United States. But there is a concern. Many people in Poland and across Europe are worried that the former president may win the election. And there's a lot of concern that Donald Trump may weaken NATO, stop supporting Ukraine, or push Ukraine to give up territories to Russia.
They're correct.
And yourself was warning just 2 minutes ago about it. So my question is, do you think that Europe will be left on its own if Donald Trump wins the election? And what's your advice to European leaders to prepare for possible US disengagement?
Well, look, I think, how can I say this without sounding too self-serving? I've not had any of my European allies come up to me and say, Joe, don't run. What I hear them say is, you've got to win. You can't let this guy come forward. It'd be a disaster. It'd be a disaster. I mean, I think he said in one of his rallies, don't hold me to this, recently, where NATO, I just learned about NATO or something to that effect. Foreign policy has never been his strong point. And he seems to have an affinity to people who are authoritarian. That worries, as I tell you from Poland, that worries Europe. That worries Poland. And nobody, including the people of Poland, think that if he wins in Ukraine, he's going to stop in Ukraine. That that's going to be the end of it. And so what I can say is, I think I'm the best qualified person to do the job, to make sure that Ukraine does not fall, that Ukraine succeeds, that the European alliance stays strong. You may recall, no one was talking about Finland joining NATO. I remember talking to Putin right after we got elected in Geneva, and he was talking about what we should do. We couldn't be in Eastern Europe, et cetera. And I said, you're looking for the Finlandization of Ukraine, because you're going to get the NATOization of Finland. And about 4 weeks later, I got a call. No, that's not true. Probably 5 months later, from the president of Finland, could he come and see me? In my office, I invited him to the Oval Office. We sat down and talked. He said he wanted to join NATO. Could I help? And I did. It wasn't automatic. And then I got a call from the Swedes. I beg your pardon? And so Finland joined NATO, 800-mile border is a significant, and they were already allies, but they weren't part of NATO. And you heard, I think you heard, maybe, I can't recall whether he said a public in our closed meeting, but he wouldn't mind it being repeated. He said, we decided in Finland, the people of Finland decided they had to be part of NATO. It was in our interest because of the joint ability to be together, to dissuade any attack on Finland. And the same thing with Sweden. took a lot of selling to some folks, particularly in Turkey and other places, to agree to the expansion. But it expanded, and we're a hell of a lot stronger because of it. We're more secure because of it. And by the way, I was able to get 50 other nations, 50, to support Ukraine. 50. We were able to bring about a coalition of Europe and Asia, Japan and South Korea. I just we talked about AUKUS, and we talked about the relationship between Australia, New Zealand, Japan, South Korea, the United States. We're making the world safer and stronger
Even with the fan.
because we have to deal with the new arrangement that
Do you have
exists in
any?
the world.
Do you have more? Do you have
The
another
Cold
fan?
War is over. The post-war era is over. What is going to
No.
replace it?
Of course.
And I respectfully suggest I have a pretty good idea what that should be. I've convinced a lot of people to follow it. We're just going to get stronger.
Get over here.
David Sanger. Where's it?
Thank you, Mr. President.
Be nice, David.
Better?
Mr. President, the NATO declaration that was issued yesterday was very notable because it described China as a decisive enabler of the war in Ukraine for its provision of critical goods to the Russians. That's part of a broader partnership that seems to have cemented in place in the past 2 or 3 years. I think one that you were a little bit doubtful of when we asked you about it some time ago. So I'd be interested to know whether you have a strategy now of trying to interrupt the partnership between China and Russia, and whether or not in a second term you would pursue that, if you could describe that.
Dude, we want to hear questions about the border, and we want to hear questions about what's going on in our schools, and we want to hear what's going on with our economy.
This is
That
so
if you
boring.
were in a room with Vladimir Putin again, the way you were 3 years ago, or with President Xi.
I want to know what happened in San Francisco. I want to know what's going on in California. I want to
Exactly.
know. I want.
Everybody wants to know.
Yeah, I want to know about all the fentanyl deaths.
We discussed and I raised in the NATO summit, and others raised, the future of China's involvement, what they're going to do, what they're doing with Russia in terms of accommodating,
What are they talking
facilitating. They're getting access to additional. They're not supplying weapons themselves.
I think what's happened is they pick the people who are going to ask the questions instead of normally at press corps meetings they let people raise their hand and just fire questions at them, and instead they've picked specific people in the audience to
about?
ask
This
questions.
is stupid.
Yeah, this whole thing is scripted.
We need to learn
And by the way, I
stuff
handed
here.
all my notes.
Yeah, not talk about people.
But my point is that she believes that China is a large enough market that they can entice any country, including European countries, to invest there in return for commitments from Europe to do A, B, C, or D, or not to do certain things. What's happened is we had a long discussion about what we cannot, you have to make clear, China has to understand that if they are supplying Russia with information and capacity, along with working with North Korea and others to help Russia in armament, that they're not going to benefit economically as a consequence of that by getting the kind of investment they're looking for. And so, for example, we're in a situation where, and we've reestablished direct contact with China after that, remember the balloon, quote unquote, going down, and all of a sudden things came to an end? Well, we set up a new mechanism. There's a direct line between Xi and me, and our military has direct access to one another, and they contact one another when we have problems. The issue is that you have to make sure that she understands there's a price to pay for undercutting both the Pacific Basin as well as Europe, and as it relates to Russia and dealing with Ukraine. And so for example, if you want to invest in China, as you know this area really well. Want to invest in China, you have to have a 51% Chinese owner. You have to make sure that you do by their rules, and you don't have the authority, and you have to provide all access to all the data and information you have. There was a while there.
Is Biden still doing this mask thing?
And other
Like, does he still want people
where
to do
the
masks?
access to that market was enticing enough to get companies to come in because they
Or is
had
that in the past? Like, is that over?
It's sort of over. But if we left here and we went up north to Berkeley, we'd see people are still wearing masks.
And so they were doing it. But that got curtailed when we started saying we're going to play by the same rules. For example, the idea they don't abide by the international rules related to subsidizing products by the government funding. So guess what? They're not going to be able to export their electric vehicles to the United States without a significant tariff. Others are doing the same thing around the world. But it is a concern. It is a concern that you have both China, North Korea, Russia, Iran, countries that are not necessarily coordinated in the past, looking to figure out how they can have impact.
That impact?
Yes, I do, but I'm not prepared to talk about the detail of it in public. And I think you'll see that some of our European friends are going to be curtailing their investment in Russia. In China, as long as China continues to have this indirect help to Russia in terms of being able to help their economy as well as help them in as a consequence of that their ability to fight in Ukraine. The other thing that we talked a lot about is that, and I raised it, and I didn't hear any. I can't swear that everyone agreed because not everyone got to talk about it, but we need a new industrial policy in the West. For example, we talked about how both the EU as well as NATO has to be able to begin to build their own munition capacity, has to be able to generate their own capacity to provide for weapons and the ability to, it came as a surprise to some of us how we had.
He's not
fallen
talking in full
behind the
sentences.
West in terms of the ability to construct new material, new weaponry, new everything from vehicles to weapon systems. And so one of the things that came out of this was we're going to be meeting again with a number of my colleagues, my European colleagues, is what do we do to increase the capacity of in Europe to be able to generate kind of ability to produce their own weapon systems, not just for themselves, but to be able to generate that. It's the same. It's what Russia's trying to figure out. That they went to China, and they didn't get the weapons, but then they went to North Korea. But we're going to be in a position where the West is going to become the industrial base for it to be able to the ability to have all the defensive weapons that we need. That was a discussion as well.
I'm not sure you answered on whether you would be ready to go deal
Does
with
Joe
Putin
Biden
and
know he's
Xi
getting
2 or
old?
3 years
Like,
from
he's gonna.
I'm ready to deal with them now and 3 years from now.
I wonder that too.
Look,
I wonder that too.
the
He's able to self-reflect and be like, "Shit, I'm getting too old."
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a
like
good
I
question.
said, I'm dealing with Xi right now and direct contact with him. I have
That's a
no
lie.
good reason to talk to Putin right now.
Hey,
There's not much that
Never mind.
he is prepared to do in terms
You'll
of
see on-
accommodating any
on
change
the
in his
like.
behavior.
I think I saw a like from
And
you know
but
who.
there isn't any world leader I'm not
Front of their
prepared to
teeth.
deal with. But I understand the
There.
generic point
No.
is Putin ready to talk? I'm not ready to talk to Putin unless Putin's ready to change his behavior. And the idea, look, Putin's got a problem. First of all, in this war that he is supposedly have won, and by the way, I think, don't hold me to the exact number, but I think Russia had 17.3% of Ukraine that they conquered. Now it's 17.4. I mean, in terms of percentage of territory. They've not been very successful. They've caused horrible damage, loss of life. But they've also lost over 350,000 troops, military, killed or wounded. They have over 1 million people, particularly young people with technical capability, leaving Russia because they see no future there. They've got a problem. But what they do have control of is they are very good at controlling and running the public outcry that relates to how they use mechanisms to communicate with people. They lie like hell through the constituencies. They lie like hell about what's going on. And so the idea that we're going to be able to fundamentally change Russia in the near term is not likely. But one thing for certain, if we allow Russia to succeed in Ukraine, they're not stopping in Ukraine. I recommend, I know you know this because you've written about it. Read Putin's speech after they moved in, what it was all about in Kyiv. It wasn't about just, anyway, read what his objective is. And anyway, but so I think that I'm prepared to talk to any leader who wants to talk, including if Putin called me and wanted to talk. Last time I talked to Putin was trying to get him to work on an arms control agreement related to nuclear weapons in space. That didn't go very far. So my point is, I'm prepared to talk to anybody, but I don't see any inclination. There is an inclination
Who's
on the
better,
part of
the
the Chinese to
Armenian
keep in
president or
contact
the Joe Biden?
because they're not sure where this all goes.
I don't know. It's a good question. But early, he started this answer saying that he wouldn't talk to Putin, and now he said he would talk to Putin.
More than anyone else has.
He just keeps contradicting himself.
We just put together with today. I
doesn't
brought
make
on. I
sense.
asked our NATO
Exactly.
allies that we bring on the group from the South Pacific, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, Australia. I already mentioned Australia, and I met twice now, I think, with the 14 leaders of the Pacific Island nations. And we've slowed down what's going on there. We've slowed down China's reach. But there's a lot of work to do. This is a moving target, and I don't take it lightly. Sam from NPR.
Thank you, Mr. President. Asma Khalid with NPR. I have two questions. Earlier, you spoke about the ceasefire plan between Israel and Hamas. We're now looking at 10 months of war, and I'm curious if there's anything that you feel personally you wish you would have done differently over the course of the war. And then secondly, if I may, I wanted to ask you about your presidential campaign. I remember covering your campaign in 2020, and there was a moment where you referred to yourself as a, quote, bridge candidacy, a transition to a younger generation of leaders. I want to understand what changed.
Two things. Let's go back to when you talked about would I have changed anything that's happening with Israel and the Palestinians and the Palestinian movement. The answer is, as you recall, from the very beginning, I went to Israel, but I also got immediate contact with Sisi in Egypt. I met with the King of Jordan. I met with most of the Arab leaders to try to get a consensus going as to what had to be done to deal with getting more aid and food and medicine into the Gaza Strip. And we pushed it really hard. And Israel occasionally was less than cooperative, number one. The Israeli War Cabinet, I've been dealing with Israel since Golda Meir. Some of the reporters around here come me all the time have heard me say this. The first time I met with Golda Meir, I sat across from her at her desk, and her assistant was Rabin sitting next to me. That's how far back I go. I know Israel well, and I support Israel. But this war cabinet is one of the most conservative war cabinets in the history of Israel. And there's no ultimate answer other than a two-state solution here. And so what was able to be done in terms of the plan I put together was it would be a process for a two-state solution. And we get the Arab nations to, particularly from Egypt all the way to Saudi Arabia, to be in a position where they would cooperate in the transition so that they could keep the peace in Gaza without Israeli forces staying in Gaza. The question has been from the beginning.
You want to stick the Colton Merton sticker?
Yeah.
Sure. Where are you going to put it?
Right there.
On the can?
No, like on the.
On the desk? Okay, put it straight though. Make it good.
For us to get in and out as rapidly as you can, all that's needed there. I've been disappointed that some of the things that I put forward have not succeeded as well, like the port we attached from Cyprus. I was hopeful that would be more successful. But that's why when I went to Israel immediately after the massacres that occurred at the hands of Hamas, the one thing I said to the Israelis, and I met with the War Cabinet and with Bibi, don't make the same mistake America made after bin Laden. There's no need to occupy anywhere. Go after the people who did the job. You may recall, I still get criticized for it, but I was totally opposed to the occupation and trying to unite Afghanistan. Once we got bin Laden, we should have moved on, because it was not no one's ever going to unite that country. I've been over every inch of that, not every inch, the entirety from the poppy fields all the way to the north. I said, don't make the same mistake we made. Don't think that's what you should be doing, is doubling down. We'll help you find the bad guys, Sinwar and company. And all this criticism about I wouldn't provide when the weapons they needed. I'm not providing them 2,000-pound bombs. They cannot be used in Gaza or any populated area without causing great human tragedy and damage. But remember what happened when you had the attack on Israel with rockets and
no mention of the 100 people shot this past weekend in Chicago, 19 of them killed. No mention of the corruption of our culture. No mention of boys being allowed to play in girls' sports. No mention of Los Angeles in complete ruins, San Francisco in ruins, Baltimore, Philadelphia. No mention of hiring people based on skin color. No mention of the U.S. government paying for people to chop off their penises. No mention of any of those things. No mention of stimulating the economy. No mention of our schools and universities closing down and collapsing. No mention of any of that. No mention of his tranny admiral working in the White House. No mention of his communications director being a complete weirdo. No mention of the energy secretary stealing luggage at the airports. No mention of anything.
Look at the numbers in Israel. I mean, my numbers are better in Israel than they are here.
No mention of the fact that he made the rich more rich than ever. Matter of fact, he said the opposite. He said that he's against corporate greed when all he did was completely support it in his 3 years. 100% support it. Like no other president has ever supported it.
Of Democratic leaders, and I wanted to know what changed.
What changed was the gravity of the situation I inherited in terms of the economy, our foreign policy, and domestic division. And I think, I won't put words in anybody's mouth. Most presidential historians give me credit for having accomplished more than most any president since Johnson and maybe before that to get major pieces of legislation passed. And what I realized was my long time in the Senate had equipped me to have the wisdom to know how to deal with the Congress to get things done. We got more major legislation passed that no one thought would happen. And I want to finish it, to get that finished.
How is that even to be celebrated? Who cares how much legislation you got passed? More rules, more laws, more licensure, more regulation, more crushing of the economy?
It's going to
Anyway,
change.
anyway,
Last question.
anyway.
Haley Bull, Scripps. Or no, Josh Weingrove. I'm sorry. Was the next one. I'll do 2 more questions.
Thank you, Mr. President. Many of your colleagues, Democrats in the Hill, are watching tonight as they assess what they want to say about your candidacy. I'm wondering how you're thinking of this right now. It seems like your answer is clear, but they're watching how things go tonight, tomorrow in Michigan, next week in Texas and Nevada. Are you thinking that way about whether how the next week or 2 goes would inform your
Am I using that way, you said?
Are you thinking that way about how the next 2 weeks go? Will that affect your decision, or are you fully determined on running in November as the party's nominee?
I'm determined on running, but I think it's important that I allay fears by let them see me out there. Let me see them out. For the longest time it was, Biden's not prepared to sit with us unscripted. Biden's not prepared to, anyway.
And anyway,
what
and anyway,
I'm doing,
and
and
anyway.
what I've been doing, I think we've done over 20 major events, from Wisconsin to North Carolina to
Anyway,
to demonstrate that I'm going out in the areas where we think we can win, where we can persuade people to move our way, or people are already there. And then look, the other thing is, we have the most extensive campaign organization of anybody's had in a long, long time. We have well over 1,000 volunteers knocking on doors, making phone calls, making tens of thousands of phone calls. We have headquarters. I forget exactly how many. I don't want to cite a number and then find out I'm off. But we have scores of headquarters in all the toss-up states. We're organized. We're moving, and that's awful hard to replace in the near term. And here's the other thing. I was in the Senate a long time. Very proud of what I've done in the Senate.
No.
I was chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee for a long time, and I was chairman or ranking member and chairman of the Judiciary Committee. I'm going to be going down to the Johnson Library. Anyway, I'm going to be going around
anyway.
making the case of the things that I think we have to finish and how we can't afford to lose what we've done or backslide on civil rights, civil liberties, women's rights. There's that little button we have.
Bernie Gannon.
Control guns, not.
This press conference was designed to demonstrate Biden's vigor and clarity. This isn't as disastrous as the debate, but it's not reassuring anyone. It only confirms people's concerns. Yeah, he's not talking about anything, but you're right.
Than any other cause of death. The United States of America. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? We got a candidate saying, promise the NRA, don't worry, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to do anything. You got a Supreme Court that is what you might call the most conservative court in American history. This is ridiculous. There's so much we can do still. And I'm determined to get it done.
We're in a cultural collapse, and he's worried about gun control.
I'm not going to do that. Haley has to come up too. But
well, that's lame.
I remember I made a speech on democracy in Philadelphia at Independence Hall. And I'm not being critical, just observing. The bulk of the press said, what the hell is he talking about that for? Democracy. You did. Democracy is not an issue. Democracy is not an issue. Except the polling data showed 60% of the people knew I was right, thought I was right. I'm not asking you a question. You don't have to answer, obviously. But do you think our democracy is under siege based on this court? Do you think democracy is under siege based on Project 2025? Do you think he means what he says when he says he's going to do away with the civil service, eliminate the Department of Education?
None of that has to do with democracy. None of that.
Been here before.
Those are all agencies that have power that doesn't fall under any of the 3 branches of government.
Finish this job. I've got to finish this job because there's so much at stake.
Getting rid of those departments empowers the three branches of government. Those take power away from the branches of government?
Cognitive test every day in this job. Are you open to taking another physical or test before the election? Governor
What
Whitmer of
happens
Michigan,
if
for
Biden
instance, said
gets
it
a
wouldn't hurt
question
to
wrong?
take a test.
Well, look,
Nothing.
2 things. One,
They just asked him, will you take a test to show
taken
us you're not retarded?
3
And he's
significant and intense neurological exams by a neurologist. In each case, as recently as February. And they say I'm in good
But
shape.
Biden is a
Okay?
little off.
Although I do have a little problem with my
Of
left foot
course.
because it's not as sensitive because I broke my foot and didn't wear the boot. But I'm good. I'm tested every single day about my neurological capacity to do decisions I make every day. You talk to my staff, all of you talk to my staff. Sometimes my staff talks a lot. But the fact of the matter is, I don't think you have them telling you that all the major ideas we've undertaken haven't been in part initiated by me. I remember when the staff, I said, I'm going to go to South Korea. We're going to get the chip. What are you doing? I'm going to get Japan and Korea back together again after essentially having hostilities toward one another since the end of World War II. I'm going to move and see that we can expand it. You know, the only thing age does is help you with it. Creates a little bit of wisdom if you pay attention. And so the point I'm making is,
Yeah, your age.
I think it's important.
he's not even talking in complete sentences. He's not making.
If the neurologist tells me he thinks I need another exam, and by the way, I've laid every bit of the record out. Hadn't hidden a thing. You ought to ask Trump for his, okay? I laid it all out. And every single day, I'm surrounded by good docs. If they think there's a problem, I promise you, or even if they don't think it's a problem, they think I should have a neurological exam again, I'll do it.
Every time he makes another like sentences,
No
he's
matter what
just basically changing the subject,
Yes.
and that's just like weird.
Yeah, his brain just jumps from sentence to sentence without
Oh, we're
finishing.
talking about
I
this
am
right
not
now. Let's go
opposed
to.
if my doctors tell me I should have another neurological
He's
exam,
talking
I'll
about
do it.
doctors right now.
That's right.
He was talking about states.
Haley Bull, Scripps.
Okay. They told him not to take this question,
Mr.
but he's taking it
President,
anyway.
you said you're making decisions on a day-to-day basis when it comes to support for Ukraine. Does that mean you have not closed the door on further considering lifting restrictions for U.S.-made weapons inside Russia? And if I may, your convention is coming up where your delegates are pledged to make you the official nominee. If they have second thoughts, are they free to vote their conscience?
Obviously, they're free to do whatever they want, but I got overwhelming support. Overwhelming support. I won, I forget how many votes I won in the primary. Overwhelming. And so tomorrow, if all of a sudden I show up at the convention, everybody says, we want somebody else, that's the democratic process. It's not going to happen.
Even if that means they vote for someone else?
Sure. Look, I'll end this with this.
That was a hard question.
I served in the Senate a long time.
It's the fifth time he
I
said that.
understand the impetus.
What?
He served in the
Candidates
Senate
running
for a long
local
time.
Office, and whether they think the top if they can help them or not. In my state of Delaware, which was a very, at least it was a red state when I started, in terms of where you now talk red and blue. I don't recall most of the Democratic presidents winning my state when I was a candidate. The truth of the matter is I understand the self-interest of a candidate. If they think that, running with Biden at the top is going to hurt them, then they're going to run away. I get it. But so far, go and look at the polling data in their states. Look at the in-depth, and by the way, I think you'd all acknowledge, and you're all experts. I'm not being solicitous about the president. You're experts on this stuff. How accurate does anybody think the polls are these days? I can give you a series of polls where you have likely voters, me versus Trump, where I win all the time. When the unlikely voters vote, he wins sometimes. The bottom line is all the polling data right now, which I think is premature because the campaign really hasn't even started. I mean, it hadn't started in earnest yet. Most of the time, it doesn't start till after September after Labor Day. So a lot can happen. But I think I'm the best I believe I'm the best qualified to govern. And I think I'm the best qualified to win. But there are other people who could beat Trump too. But it's awful start from scratch. And, we talk about, money raised. We're not doing bad. We got about $220 million in the bank. We're doing well. So with that, you have any want to follow up on any of that you just asked me?
Yes.
He just changed the
You
subject again.
earlier explained confidence in your vice president.
Yes.
If your team came back and showed you data that she would fare better against former President Donald Trump, would you reconsider your decision to stay in the race?
No, unless they came back and said, there's no way you can win. Me. No one's saying that. No poll says that. Okay. Thanks.
This ends tonight's press conference. Thanks, everybody.
You're asking a million questions.
This concludes.
Respectfully, earlier you misspoke in your opening answer. You referred to Vice President Harris as Vice President Trump. Right now, Donald Trump is using that to mock your age and your memory. How do you combat that criticism from tonight?
Listen to him.
This concludes tonight's press conference. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, everyone.
So it's over? It's done? Oh, that was like about an hour or so, right?
We were in here for 2 hours.
Gnarly.
Oh my God, that was horrible.
Exactly. Of course it's horrible.
No one cares about the Ukraine. No one cares about fucking Israel. We want to know about our own fucking country.
In our life, too.
Yeah. We want to know what benefits what are you going to do to make the land we live in better and stronger? Man, that was bad.
Yeah, not like talking about different countries.
I mean, it could have been a little bit of that. I mean, it was clearly staged. All the questions were staged. So normally what they do in these press conferences, guys, is they let people ask questions and then he picks on them.
Mm-hmm.
But what they did for this one in particular is they chose the people ahead of time who were going to ask the questions.
That's boring. Way more boring.
And so they were all easy questions. They picked reporters who ask easy questions.
Oh my God, that's just
except for that last question at the end.
Yeah, that one. I really. I'm gonna go.
You're done?
Okay. No. After I'm gonna go eat like a lot.
Yeah, as soon as we're done.
Starving.
Oh, sure. And then
Do you know I made like 10 eggs and left them on the stove right before we started?
I knew that.
Really?
You knew that? Hey, so what are your thoughts? You guys said it was boring. Anything else? Any other feedback?
A little cook in the head. Some was like good information, but yeah,
No.
Exactly. It was kind of like good advice, like barely, but
it was hard to follow him because he was changing the subjects every
I
single second.
I had no idea what was going on. I'm like,
Do you think you didn't know? Do you think you didn't know what was going on because you're 7 and 9 and like you're just not up to speed on some of the drama? I mean, it's just there's a lot of drama and a lot of stories. Or do you think you weren't able to follow it because he's just a shitty orator? You think he's a bad talker?
He's both, yeah, both, but more him because he's like changing the subjects. I'm like switching from this to this.
yeah,
to
he was
that.
talking about money, and then he was talking about like the government and stuff like that.
But he didn't address anything like, hey, we all have all this crime on the streets. This is how I'm going to stop it.
No.
Hey,
No.
Kinda, not really.
How we're gonna make this whole planet better, or the United States better.
he didn't talk about that.
Yeah, he
no,
talked about none of that.
I agree.
He talked about how like
He did not talk once about how we're going to make the United States better. I completely
he talked
agree.
about like the banks, the money, bad people. That's it.
He talked about
And he lied about the money stuff. He was lying. He was lying
he
about the
was
money
talking
stuff.
about how he's gonna make him better.
No,
Like
he's
kind of-
talking about him getting better. He's not talking about this state getting better.
Right. And he's not talking about making the United States better.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what's the point of him talking?
Yeah.
That's the point of that.
It's just a waste of time for him to talk.
Yeah.
He just spent all this time with his family.
I agree. You know, at one point he said something like President Trump's bad at dealing with other countries. But I wanted to what I wanted to say to him is like, hey dude, you're bad with dealing with your own country.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was sloppy.
Yeah.
But it was a good show, I guess.
Did you enjoy? Is it getting cooler in here?
Yeah, I'm still sweating a little.
We took the fan and pointed at you guys, and now I'm sweating.
Sorry.
All right. Tomorrow morning,
Okay.
Paige Semenza at 7 a.m., 7:45. Rebecca Fusile. Then at 6:30, the CrossFit Games update show.
Adios. Bye-bye. Good show, I guess.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.